to the big picture,
where we help you see,
think,
and act big. All right. So, Dave, this is episode number 17. All right. Wow. And we are here at Live Life.
Yes.
At Access in
Iscario.
And we have a really wonderful guest. But first, just in case you guys forgot our names, my name is Joseph.
And my name is Dave.
And welcome to the big picture.
Yes.
So guys, we're so excited for this episode. Right, Dave?
Yes, very much, because our guest might also be surprised.
So we basically didn't tell her that we're going to do this today. And so that's why we're so excited.
I'm glad she allowed it. Or she was forced.
She didn't have a choice, and we just that's just how it is. With every single episode, we just want to be candid and like a little bit of.
But mind you, the story is really wonderful. So yes, you have to watch out this interview from beginning to end.
The thing about this, our guest for today is she's our first OFW guest, and I know we've been talking from previous episodes about like OFW life. And it feels like, Dave, that we both of us, because we
somehow started the show
with that
Filipino people.
with that
concept.
in mind, with that battle cry, right?
Yeah.
And so let me introduce today's guest. Today's guest is an entrepreneur, but she has been an OFW for 8 years, and she is married and no kids yet, and she's now running a company called Shake N Slurp.
Slurp, by the name itself, sounds tasty.
You'll know more. Yeah, sounds tasty, but you'll know more about that in the next
few minutes.
And so, guys, let me introduce Crestine Carson.
Woo!
Hi, Crestine.
We should add a sound effect in that.
All right. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. Interesting.
So random.
So random, right? Interesting thing is that I saw you in Facebook, and I thought she's perfect for the show. She's exactly what we're looking for.
Yes, exactly. Because we have a lot of OFW brothers and sisters and kuyas and ates.
Yeah,
and
they're some working. Of them watch this show, and we've been interviewing different entrepreneurs.
Those who
locally.
are already, were here. Primarily here.
Yeah.
But now we have someone who really went there and now
came back. And so
came back.
Crestine, can you tell us your story, like your early beginnings?
Okay. Hello. Thank you. So I'm a nurse by profession, and I work in New Zealand for 8 years. So I went there when I was 24. Mm-hmm. And I was so grateful that at 24 I was earning well in a first world country. But then here's the story. After 2 years, I came home for a holiday. I started helping my family slowly, help my sister, send her to college.
You the eldest?
I'm second among 5 siblings, all girls.
Okay.
So after 2 years, it was my sister's graduation. And, that was my first holiday after 2 years. I was able to save money. And then, of course, I splurged when I came home.
All right.
Come on. I remember we were here in Cebu because she graduated from Southwestern University. And the first day, I spent 30,000 pesos. I was like, wow, that's a lot in one day.
In one day.
It's like dinner and all
spending.
that. Yeah. I was like, and then, but I had so much fun because that was the first time I was able to treat the family.
Yeah. So, but that time, did you took note of each spending, or is it after the fact?
No, I didn't. I just realized. After I went back.
Okay.
Most OFW, after holiday, we say in Facebook, I'm back to reality.
All right.
You know how we do that? So when I calculated, I actually splurged 500,000 pesos in my 1 month holiday.
Wow.
That was like, oh my gosh.
Say, Kwan, is it
What year was this?
Yeah.
2011.
Oh, very recent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is this like, did you go to different islands of Philippines or?
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Here, the whole family here because it's my sister's
So
graduation.
all five of siblings and then parents. So there's like 7 of you guys.
There's more. My grandmother, my cousin.
Yeah, you become instant.
You know, that's how we do it, like in the Philippines, right? I mean, you know, we're very closely connected to our extended family, and we want to make sure that they're happy and
Yes.
they enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Yes, and of course you catch up with friends and
Yeah.
you treat them for dinner, and you know it's expected it's you who's gonna spend for it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but I was so happy. I was like, you know, it's the first time also we had a family holiday because we don't, you know, I did not come from a rich family. So we went to the CAC. Are you familiar with that in
yeah.
Dipolog?
Yes, yes.
And Fantasyland, and it was so fun. But yeah, after my holiday, I realized I spent my whole savings in my 1 month holiday. So it kind of disturbed me because I was like, if I have to do this every time I go home,
And you're planning to go home every year, or?
yes,
Wow.
I'll try my best. But yeah, so I was like, oh no, I can't do this. So I started looking for answers, and yeah, that's when I came across Truly Rich Club.
All right.
And you know Gina that Brother Bose made. When I first read the book, I was embarrassed that a housemaid in the Philippines has more investment than a nurse.
Can you explain that a little bit, because not everybody are
Sure, yeah.
familiar. Just very quickly.
There's a book written by Brother Bo Sanchez. It's called My Maid Invested into the Stock Market. And that time, Gina has like around 500,000 investment in the stock market.
Already.
And I don't.
And now she's already have a
a
million.
millionaire. She is a millionaire. And yeah,
I'm the person here who's not familiar with the Truly Rich Club community. So is she still working for Bo, or?
yes,
I
Not
think
anymore?
yeah, but now longer as a
Book-
maid.
she's a bookkeeper.
She's a bookkeeper, yeah. So
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, that was the eye opener, and then I started joining the club, and it changed my mindset. Yeah, it really changed how I look at things, and that's how I wanted to help my family more. Like, of course, I actually wrote an ebook. It's called "How I Stopped the Habit of Remittance, Yet Help My Family More." It's a very short one, though.
it's still online. We will share
Yes,
it. Yeah. So
yes.
you can find it in our show notes.
Okay. So can you walk us through like major realization and like that you can share from that point?
So, because I need to help my family back here. My sister got pregnant at 18.
Wow.
So
Young
that was one of the reason why we really wanted to like have an income stream for her. Like
Yeah.
that's how we really started. We failed. We tried many businesses, but we failed many times. I don't know how many times, but I can't count it anymore. Like I always
Name a few.
franchising in Manila did not push through. Cell phone business, clothing business, like like I just wanted to have income, regular income so that I don't have to send every month.
So I have a question. Can you like, because Jake Berry, which like a common friend,
Yeah,
the-
and
the three
our
of us,
past guest as well.
one of the things that surprised me, and I know him for like a million years already, and during the show, he actually said he failed at least 7 businesses before he hit his current business. And he
I think it
gave
was even more.
probably more, but he did say something like, "These are the lessons that I learned and the reason why they failed." Can you share like why? And maybe the reason why I'm asking this is maybe this is same story with other OFWs that from outside the country, they're trying to build a business here in the Philippines.
So I would say that your capital or your puhunan is never enough to start. That's the easiest. And I thought it will be like okay, I'll invest something, like I'll give you 300,000 and try this. But there should be like a foundation. It's business is never easy.
It's good that you cleared that up.
Yeah. So, yeah. Especially none of us have business background at all. It's just
And
really
no business course or
No.
okay.
nurse.
Everybody's technical.
Yeah. So nurse, and then but my dad is a businessman. He's an engineer, but he's doing projects like contractor.
Okay.
So
So
there's,
there's
a
a
bit
little bit of there's a
of
business background.
Yeah. So yeah, and so yeah, that was I think after many many failures, my sister, I think I shared our story how we started in Manila. The whole idea started in Manila. And then because my other sister got pregnant again, so she has to go home. You know how hard it is in Manila if you don't have family.
Yeah.
So they started. I wasn't there, but I was the one who initiated and helped shake like on a table outside the house near a school.
So that was the start.
That was the start. Like just shaking. Like we still laugh about it every time we look back because you know how they crashed the ice on the wall.
Oh yeah.
And that was like the income like 500 pesos a day, 800, and that was enough just to live. And for me, like my sister when she gave birth, she was 18 and the boyfriend was like
Was nowhere to be found.
yeah, no, he was around. He was actually with us
He's
until
too
now.
young.
He graduated, but I think he was working as a coach, basketball coach.
Okay.
And I don't know how much is the cost of living to. It's
This
really
is in Manila?
no in Pagadian City.
Pagadian, yeah.
So that was a start, and then people start to love it. Like people start to queue and love the drink. So we moved to a better place, which
Yeah.
is still existing until now,
In Pagadian.
Pagadian.
Okay.
And then we saw there was an opportunity, and I would say because of what I've been learning from like my mentors, like about business and growing it and finding those people who can help you. So I think after 2 years, so we look for we thought we can grow it in a different scale. So we started branding. I've learned
That was 2 years, right?
Yeah,
2 long
a
years
year.
before
Yeah.
you started to really think about making
Yeah.
it big, scaling it up, right?
yeah, because I think we opened branches, but just among families.
Okay.
But I have
New
a question. Like, so let me just clarify. So you started with a small table in front of a school,
Yeah,
and you started your own recipe.
we have
You have your own
we
recipe.
have a recipe.
And then who did this? Like, who created it?
I know it's as I've said, it's from Manila. We have a friend, and they have this business as well. And it's really like one store and earning like 20,000 a month,
Yeah.
which is
nice.
really good. Like in a very small. So my sister's friend. So we thought, okay, let's
try it out.
Try it out. But of course, now we innovated it.
So now you're like building from one table. You started expanding and you started moving to a better location because you probably figured out like the more people that gets in front of us, the more sales that we get, and all these things you're learning along the way. And it took you 2 years to say, we're confident of building our own brand because we want. What's the thinking behind the brand? Like, what? Yeah.
It's because I think while I was abroad, I always listened to like talks, like these podcasts about business and mind setting and all these things. So I was like learning, and what else? I was trying to the only way. It was in my mind that I always hear this. The only way to expand is to start your own, build your own slowly. And then, I think, when was that? I can't remember exactly the year. I think that was 2014 that I decided to come home and get a consultant.
Oh, okay. So she went and found a mentor.
So now, let me back up a little bit, okay? So all these 2 years, you're on and off, like you're in and out the country, or how does that work?
Yeah,
Or
I just come home
you're remotely operating it.
remotely. I think once a year I come home.
Okay.
Yeah, but remotely, really, I would say this. I started like family Facebook group just for the family, and we talk every day and brainstorm.
So it was a family effort.
Family.
So
like,
now is everyone in the family involved with
Yes.
Shake and Slurp?
it's now a corporation.
Nice. Okay.
So really like sisters.
So you figured that the way to move forward is to get someone outside of the family and help you like see things.
As a mentor, like a consultant.
A consultant.
Yes.
So is it like a branding consultant? What is this? Like a business consultant?
Franchise consultant.
So
So they move now to franchising, which is really
I see.
crucial with their business
So that
because
we can
is
duplicate.
this RK or something?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah. So I haven't met the guy. Maybe we will interview him soon.
yeah.
Probably.
It-
So
very interesting.
yeah, and so it's if you don't mind me asking, how many branches do you have right now? Are
At the
you estimate?
moment, around 42.
Wow. So where is this concentrated now?
So at the moment, it's really in Pagadian. We have 7 branches in Pagadian. Then we have in nearby towns.
Yeah.
We have in South Cotabato. We have in Cagayan de Oro, Iligan, Davao.
Yeah.
And right now in Cebu, we have one in Cebu Doctors. And we're opening small branches in Lapu-Lapu.
Awesome. So so this was so it took you 2 years and then then you started franchising your business. Did it took off right away? Did you get like a lot of inquiries right away? What?
Yes. At first, it was friends who were interested. And then it just... But-
What's the challenge? What's the challenge of franchising your business?
The challenge is really looking for the right partner, like because it's to make sure that they're on the same, like they will follow the system.
Yeah. There are some people who doesn't follow the system.
Yeah, it's challenging, and of course we were a small team, and we're like, we're not really the expert on that. So to let them duplicate, it was very, very, very challenging, and we made a lot of mistakes. But the key is really building relationship with them.
How much do you charge? Like if someone franchises your business, how much do you?
Right now,
yeah.
before it was cheap.
But now it's
It was like
because you built the
90.
brand already.
Yeah, right now it's not.
You don't have to
expensive.
tell it in front if you.
Yeah,
No,
It's-
it's public info. And
Yeah, it's
public
still
info.
not expensive because it's 250,000 for a whole package, operational
Yeah.
with everything.
So how do you handle
Products.
logistics? Because we're an island, a group of islands, and so I'm just wondering, like the supplies. Does it?
Supplies. In Mindanao, we deliver like the supplies like once a month in far away. But in Cebu, because we have our own packaging and all that.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite easy, and some of the supplies you can just get around.
You source
Locally.
it locally.
I'm actually at this stage right now that I'm looking for.
All right.
this is a
So you
branch.
have your other client.
So yeah, so voila, there's food in the table. So that was really good answers for the and now I know your story. So, but I'm still curious about because I personally have a lot of OFW relatives, and one of them actually had this mindset that they could start their business like after they work all their lives abroad. But of course, as you've mentioned earlier, you failed a lot of times, and I saw him failed, and he failed horribly because he after that he was kind of traumatized by the experience, spending all of his savings to that, and now he can't even provide anymore, right? Because everything's gone because of that one big venture that he thought he would succeed. So I was curious. So you basically explained that. We're wondering about the mindset. How can you share to that person who or those OFWs right now out there, that the gravity of starting a business, how hard it is. What made you what can you share to them about that? Or yeah.
Of course, we want to. I think most of us OFW, we wanted to start something here for our family, right? And eventually, I never think of myself when we started. It's just now that I'm having the benefit because I'm here. But when I started, it was just really for them, so that what I was thinking that time was to make sure that they can stand on their own, eventually without me helping them anymore. Like the whole, my sister, especially my sister, because at the moment, she got pregnant at 18 and now she's 20 something and she got 4 kids. So every year.
Wow.
So really, really have this reason to really strive. And I would think that was one reason why we
really
have to
tried.
make it happen. Because there's like,
I have a question with this because I know, like, I can feel your intensity, and I can feel
passion,
your
right?
passion towards building something that
And,
would.
and the thing is, she really doesn't have an idea like before what that was, and now it's working now, right?
Yeah, but what I'm thinking, Dave, is that I see a lot of people like you, passionate, dedicated, and then and then I'd say you have the capital also. But then, did you sense that same? Is it reciprocated in your family side? I mean, from your family, or is it, is it like, do you have to convince them? Yeah.
yes. It was a struggle. As your question was, as I've said, we failed many times, and they're not. I feel like they're not getting what my point. So, for me, I was showing leadership to them. I mean, leadership, to become a leader, you don't need to have the position, even in your family. That's a big, a role like to influence them. Of course, my sister look up to me. They think I'm successful. And then I also wanted to inspire them that, hey, even though, you're there, you haven't finished college, you can make it. And I look at, maybe because I was exposed to like many mentors, like businessmen who were successful even if they're dropped out. All these stories that are really, really inspiring. So for my sister, I told her, that's your way to go. You have no other, I'm not saying, but, not going back to college to finish and get
College is
employed.
not an option anymore. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, because you're older. I mean, you're not young enough or something. So you're building this business, and so I'm looking now. So we're now exploring the different mindsets as you're building this business, as you're like dreaming about, writing, establishing something, an organization, a company. So is it as so you have to talk to every single person in the family, right? And are you like, what are the ways for you to inspire them? To work on this business.
That worked for you.
That work for you, yeah.
For me, as I've said, there's social media in Facebook. I started a group just for our family.
Yeah.
Like really sharing to them.
Is it like a chat group or
a
is
chat group and a group, like
And a-
Facebook group.
Yeah, okay.
And I share videos that I watch and I share my personal thoughts about it, like very practical. And I talk to them like regularly. And one thing I would say, you suffer. You have to be forget about yourself first.
Selfless.
Yeah, because you have no choice anyway. If they fail, it's your money. And it's
Yeah.
gone and they can't pay you. And you just, okay, that's fine. And you give them another chance. And another
What's your
chance.
validation that you actually got through? Like, how do you know, oh, they're getting it now?
Like, I would say, like when we started, it was really like chaotic, like very, very chaotic. And, I don't know if you've heard of this. Light of Jesus, we have a prayer meeting. So it's called Feast Video. And then I asked them to start that in our city. So it's like a weekly gathering.
Yeah.
Nice.
Weekly gathering that you listen to Brother Bo's video and then you share. And I would say that was like they're getting it, they're changing their mindset, their values are changing, and I'm seeing that they're really working. Like before, it was like there's no work ethics within the business.
Yeah,
Like,
because their family.
yeah, I can just go my way, and there's no schedule. And that was the time that I would really say that was the time that really like made a big, turn. And then we started an office, like a proper one. Yeah.
I think that was really key, right? Putting in, I don't know if you agree with this, but you added an external factor, which is probably you could call Bo as your mentor as a family, adding that authority because a lot of people doesn't.
Yeah.
But we know Bo, right? So he has like this kind of authority. He has the testament, the testimony of what it's like to be to really reach for your dreams and also be Christ-like at the same time. So I think that was key to their success. Adding his video.
That's very interesting because what you're actually, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you actually did is first you try to use your own influence and say this is how things are gonna get done, and then you probably figured out that they're listening to you, but it's not really getting through, like them.
Yeah, but it
then
starts.
you use
someone.
who you think that they might listen more. Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yeah.
And then, but the thing about this is you actually ask them to create a small community. Did you ask them to do that? And then there are other people now involved
Yes.
coming in.
It's still
So
going on.
I like this because
It's very
I
crucial.
think this is what you're doing. What you did. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong again. Like what she actually did, Dave, was she gave them the responsibility to lead
Yeah, exactly.
and kind of exercising your leadership skills at the same time. And then because they're there to lead, they're forced to live kind of a life that is that embodies the meeting itself, their community itself. Is this
Yes, that's right.
correct?
Exactly.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
I could like picture out like a droplet in a
A pond.
non-moving water.
Yeah, still
you drop
water.
and you ripple across.
Right.
So you were that droplet
Yeah.
to that people and to those people, and yeah, it's amazing how.
I like this approach because one of the things what I realize is this, like
You
like
can't change people.
it's difficult to change people.
Yeah, they have.
It's-
it has to start.
It's
from,
not that we can't, but
It
the
has to start
process
from
is long.
from them. From
And
them. Yeah.
each person has a different beat, and if you don't flow with the way, like you have to somehow shake them. Anthony Pangilinan said he calls himself Chief Disturbance Officer. Disturbance Officer, where he actually he said, I'm gonna be here to disturb you. And what I realized is that that's exactly what you're doing. You're kind of a guerrilla way of influencing your family.
So it worked, and it worked.
worked.
So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Like even we use it now with our staff.
Yeah, that's
And it's changing lives.
Yeah,
like,
that's nice.
It's so
Interesting,
different. And I
interesting.
think I would say we made like God as our center. That there is a God who blesses people, and the blessings are just there, and you just have to work and receive and choose what you want.
This is very powerful. This is actually the first time we have a guest who have vocalized that in a way, So
Yeah.
I always believe that the grace, or whatever you guys believe in, it has to come somewhere, and if you center on that, then everything will flow.
Interesting. What I would like to, I'd like to share that a lot of people, like you or me or Dave, we want to influence people, right? And what I found out on my personal journey is that I can influence some people, but there are people who are not, susceptible to my influence, and and many of them are my family members. So that's a very, in a way, positively sneaky way of doing it, and I really like it. And so what I realized also is that a lot, you mentioned this before we started shooting, it is called like, the mindset. It's actually a big, I would say 80% of the factor why people don't really want to achieve more or want to do great things in life. I personally would ask people sometimes, like I would say, what's your plan for your life?
Yeah.
And you know what I would get usually? Almost 100% of the time, I would get a silence. I would not get any response. So
Maybe we should ask her about that.
Oh,
What's a future plan for you and for the business? Can you share it to our
Future
audience?
plan. I would believe it would be just time, like time with business. So I would say I look for our competition, competition, and
It's a very smart move, actually.
it's I get inspired by them. Like Frutas started in 2002 and now have like 900 branches.
Oh my God.
But different brand, they rebrand and rebrand. So those, and I would say if we do this right and we keep on learning and we will get there.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Maybe a clear goal. It's like, what's your vision for the future? Like, how many branches do you aspire to have?
in my dream journal, it's
Yeah.
1,000 branches in 20 years.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah.
And you dream journal. What's that? Can you share it to
Yeah.
them?
So dream journal. So your goal has to be very clear. I believe in visioning and visualizing and meditation, all those things.
We believe the same thing.
Yeah. So they said that a plan, your dream is just a wish if you don't have a plan.
Love that.
So how do you use your dream journal? Like if you have, do you write on it every day? Do you collect photos? Like how does that work?
Yes, I wish I brought it with me, but I didn't. But yeah, I look at it every day. I collect photos and I write it down.
What usually you write there? Like can you share like one
So
line?
I don't write my dreams every day, but I write what happened and I write the things that I'm grateful. I think. And
Is there a process to it? Like are there questions you ask yourself?
really recognizing the blessings in my life every day, the small things, like really small things. I believe in small daily wins
All right.
because
Love
nothing.
that. You always be grateful about it.
Yeah, and
No matter how there's also what they call grateful, gratitude journal. It's the same thing. Like, as long as you write, because most of us are so pessimistic, you always see the bad things, the traffic, the news about the Duterte or whatever. But the thing is, if you focus on the positive, you actually find a lot of things to write about. And that's amazing. And you become grateful.
Yeah. So how does dream? Well, let's talk about this a little bit because here's one thing I would say: like a very few people
Have that.
not just have that. Very few people have a dream, a solid one.
It's not a
dream-
dream, yeah, if you don't.
No,
like
here's
what you
here's
said.
the interesting part. Like years ago, I started sharing about dream book or dream journal, and some people I talked to said like, oh, do you mean I write my dream the night before? So that's kind of like funny how because I thought I have the lingo correctly. I mean, if you read and listen to a lot of people especially in business and personal development, you
Become weird.
right. But the thing is, like people thought
It's okay to be weird.
The reason why I say this is I want you to elaborate this because maybe people will think, oh, a dream journal is like just my dream from last night's dream. It's like, just a documentation of last night. It's the first time, but I do get that.
Encounter that.
Yes, yeah. Maybe I talk about it very, very often with a lot of people now, but I do get that. Oh, so what if I forget? And so this is what if I'll forget my dream last night? What would I write in my dream journal? And it's just kind of it's so hilarious, but yeah, please elaborate what a dream journal is.
Journal or dream book or dream board. It's what you want to happen in your life. How do you want your life 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And yeah, you just put even if it looks or sound impossible, you just put it there. And I'm a big believer.
Why do you want to do that?
It's because so apparently if you do that and you see it regularly, you look at it, your direction will get focused on those things,
Clarity and
Clarity, there's power in clarity.
awesome.
And I'm just gonna add on like a bit about it because I do that like ever since I've watched The Secret. I thought it was not real. I mean, it's up to you really if you believe in it. But the thing is, I would have to tell you like exactly the model of my laptop, my guitar. It's all been realized just by having that. I had a desktop picture for my guitar. So it's actually what came to be. So yeah, and it's funny because sometimes you forget about it. You put it in,
and then you look at it.
and look
again.
at it, this is exactly the same
yes.
thing.
Yeah. It
So
happens
why?
and
I mean,
also-
if it works, then maybe I'll just add like the luxury house that I've been dreaming. So
Right.
yeah, so it's amazing. So
Yeah,
you
so-
should do that.
So I think there was an episode, Dave, where we talk about like affirmations and
yeah.
dream.
Yeah, we
Go
will
check
link
that
that.
out because we did talk about that, but not we didn't. I think we didn't talk so much about the dream journal.
Yeah.
Because I personally don't do that. I write my affirmations.
You don't have to write it every day. It's like more of like a dream board, and we have our own style. But
Right.
the thing is, the moment you write it down, it's like sealed. It has power in it that makes it.
Okay,
Amazing.
so last question, like if you can share, if you have a 2-minute conversation with a stranger who is an OFW and you can see yourself, your younger self to that person in the airport, and you have 2-minute conversation, what would be the thing that you'd share so that this person will be in the right path?
Okay. Oh wow. 2 minutes. I would really say, of course, you plan something for the future, because we can't really work as an OFW the whole. You really have to plan your homecoming, and your plan should have an amount, like a number.
Awesome.
So that you know exactly if you're gonna get there, like every 3 months. I calculate my net worth every 6 months.
Do you, Dave?
Actually,
Do you
I
do that?
actually read that
I
every
don't,
month
but
for
it's
Kulaiko.
interesting. I like that.
There's a book I've read that you should calculate your net worth every month.
Maybe I should.
So I know if I'm getting ahead, or what can I do to add, because I don't just rely on your main income. You should have
Multiple streams.
multiple streams, and of course you need to have a team like back home, like your family. And the best thing is that it's not just about business, but I'm also developing better relationship with my family as we do the business together. It's a dream that you're going to be working with your sisters and you're happy.
It's a collective dream. I like it.
Wow, this is a very amazing show. Very insightful. I learn a lot of things, and well, I'd like to share this portion of a show, our learnings, our takeaways from it. And Crestine was very gracious to share us a lot of insights. And I think one thing that really hit me was that the leadership part. We slightly covered it, but the thing is, in a business, you have to be a leader. I mean, tell me any business owner who's not a leader. He always has people who follows him, not following like Twitter followers or Facebook followers, but those who believe in his dream, or her dream. So once you start in a business, it's very important, because if you can't, I think you've mentioned this before, that an institution could only go as far as the leader. That was from a book.
It's called the law of the lead by John Maxwell.
Yeah, and
Really
you
wanna
can check. You can check that. We discuss it in a separate podcast, Book Swap
did?
Cebu. We
Oh
did.
yeah, so on another podcast.
Yeah, we will link it in the show notes. So that's it for me.
I really learned a lot. I'm honestly like a little bit jealous with the way, positively jealous, but the way you kind of influence your family. Because I would say I did try influencing my family, but for some amazing reason, I never get through.
Were you able to influence your wife?
Yes, yeah, she's here and she's influencing me. Hi, sweetie. No, that's a good one. But anyway, so sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, guys. It's just funny because my wife is here, and so that's one. I kind of like your strategy. It was really It's something that I have not done, and maybe I will do it. I will find someone that they would think, maybe it's Bo Sanchez, that they would think, and really I really get your idea of like changing your mindset and changing your lifestyle and changing your destiny, and I really get what you're trying to do, and I really like it. And the thing so that's something that's new for me, like being sneaky. Good one, good thing. A second is I would say really about this. I think I'll tackle the dream book part. I like it primarily because very few people really take time to write down or think about their dream in life. And maybe because we're just too busy trying to live a life just to pay for day-to-day bills and all that. I mean, maybe
rat
pay
race.
that. Yeah, the rat race. So I think you have to be intentional, and the way to get intentional and clear is to write down your dreams. So it can be a like just grab any notebook.
Yeah, you know what?
just
Let's
anything.
challenge them.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, like, do it and tell us.
Yeah, take a photo.
Yeah,
send
take
it
a
to
photo,
us.
share it to us,
We'll
and
share
we'll
it.
share it to our page.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Thank you, Dave.
All right.
All right, so now move to
Our
next part, which is
the lightning
the
round.
lightning round. With the sound effects again. Hi, Christine. Welcome back to the lightning round.
Lightning round.
Okay, so the first
Here.
question is, what is a typical day for you now?
So now it's so different after being it was when I was employed like as a nurse. It's so different now because I feel like I'm in control and I have that freedom. Before I'm working different shifts like 7 to 3, 3 to 11, night shift like sometimes 16 hours. So now it's more stable. I'm just at home most of the time working on a computer. I'm trying to be the part of the 5 a.m. club, which
All
I
right.
still struggle with. I'm following a mentor. He's Robin Sharma,
Oh, Robin Sharma, yeah.
Leadership Without a Title.
Have you heard of Hal Elrod? Miracle Morning?
Mary Miracle.
So
Link those in the show.
so he has this thing called 5 a.m. Club or the 20-20-20, which when you wake up, I exercise. So to tickle that neurotransmitter in the brain, and then I pray, meditate, listen to the Word of God, and then I learn, and then I write on my journal. That's the start of my day.
How long does that take? Like an hour? A
Yes.
couple of hours?
20, 20, 20,
Ah,
meaning
okay.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. All right.
20
Gotcha.
minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, and then of course I have to do some housework and spend time with my husband, prepare his breakfast. You have no yaya now. Oh, yes, the husband, but
You're not used to it anymore, right? Also?
Yeah. It was kind of new to have one helper after 8 years of just doing everything for yourself, and then usually I work. I think we always struggle to follow, but I time block. I really do time blocking so that I feel some days when I don't follow my schedule, I feel like I'm so busy but not productive. And I want to emphasize that we can be so busy but not productive.
Exactly.
Agree.
Yeah. So and 90, I try to work and finish a task or project 90 minutes and then break, and then 90 minutes
Wow.
and then break.
That's a system there. That's
Yeah.
Like
that's a
it.
good system. Yeah.
Noted.
That's
Next question.
I always struggle though. Like sometimes you watch Wildflower, which I stopped. I stopped last week, and I said I can't do this to myself. Too much emotion and too much hatred, and so yeah.
Well, that's a really good answer because we have to stick. If you want to be successful, you have to
I
stick.
like
up
it. I
with
like it.
Yeah. So the next question is: so what keeps you motivated or sharp or focused?
Starting my day with
actually-
exercise, and this is not just they say it works, but it's really I do this online class. It's called Personal Mastery.
Wow.
That there's really
Who runs it? Who runs the personal
It's,
mastery?
it's Robin Sharma.
Robin Sharma.
Oh, nice.
So Personal Mastery. So he's the mentor of the billionaires. So
How much do you pay for that?
That's cheap.
Is it? How much?
Yeah, with what I'm getting.
No, I'm just asking
Uh,
because
the
I
cour-
always
the-
wondered
The course is just 18,000 pesos.
for every year. Is that the whole,
No,
or the whole one shot?
Is he
That's it.
Filipino?
No.
He's a
He's,
farmer.
he's the guy who wrote The Leader Without a Title and The Monk Who
Sold His
Ferrari.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's the one of the. I think he hangs out with what's this?
Apple.
Yeah,
all this.
all the like CEO.
Oh, this is really interesting. I'm planning to enroll to that course. I mean, seriously, I will.
He's doing it every year, but I just bought the online course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and those are investment rather than a cost.
Yeah, so I was just wondering because I was thinking Tony Robbins is coming over to Singapore
Yeah, when is that? I'm planning to go. Yeah,
Tony, can you give me a ticket for plugging this?
Yes,
Nah,
if you
just
see
kidding.
this, let's
just-
share. Let's share his Pami's Twitter account or something. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah. And I think of the same thing. You know, like it would probably cost me like $1,000,
It's a lot, yeah,
$1,000 to $2,000 US.
I think it's 2,000
Yeah. So
because my friend went there.
yeah, and I always see that as in the same level. It's more of a an investment rather than a
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah, and I just want to add on to that answer. It's a common theme with what Christine has been doing. She actually learns a lot. I've noticed, you haven't mentioned it, but yeah, that's a very key thing, because if you fail and you just take it as a lesson, there's no failure. There's just a lesson hanging there.
There
so
are no failures, only
there are-
opportunities.
He
Exactly.
said failures. It's called when you fail. It's called tuition fee.
Exactly. I love
Right.
that answer. Next question.
Next question.
Do you consider yourself successful?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I think she mentioned this already earlier, but
Do you consider yourself successful?
your sisters see you as successful. But yeah, what's your
I
answer?
would say yes. I haven't achieved my goal, net worth yet, but I'm successful because I have a really good family, good relationship. I think that's the definition for me of being successful, not just financially. Really about more building relationship, and slowly, I'm growing in my finances. And yeah, and I'm helping a lot of people as well. So I think that's biggest part of success when
Yeah.
you have something, have a mission.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And you're our guest here at Big Picture.
Yes.
So that's like icing on the cake.
All right. So we actually asked the next question already earlier. So if you were not listening, listen to it again. But this question, I want to modify it a bit. So you are actually like what do you call that?
perfect
the result of
specimen.
what we want to share to all of our brothers and sisters who are working abroad, who maybe not loving what they do. But the thing is, the question is like, could there be a huge difference right now? Are you happier now living here with your family, or what would you like? How do you ask that? Would you go back to that lifestyle of an OFW or go outside the country? So what are your thoughts on that?
I would say living abroad, the worst is you're away from the family. Like I missed my sister's wedding because she did not plan it properly, and I was really like. And actually, the next thing I know, she was like getting me. I mean, it was like a triple celebration. She did not meant to do it a proper one, and I was really hurt.
Yeah.
I was like, how can I miss that your wedding? I was like, you did not invite me, and because we're close, most Filipinos were close family ties, and that's the biggest thing why I'm back home, because my parents are getting old, and especially being a nurse. It's very heartbreaking. My mom she was not very well 2012 and went to the hospital. And I wasn't here as a nurse, and I'm looking after other people as a job. So that's one thing. And another thing is really I just wanted to see more of the family. And then abroad, your life is very structured. I used to work in New Zealand, and that's one of the best country in the world to live lifestyle-wise. Honestly, I've never regretted that I live there, because I've learned so much, and I would go back every now and then. But yeah,
Also because you're married to
yes, I
New
got married to
Zealander,
a New Zealander. But I'm glad that I've also influenced him to help me help my family more. But of course, his parents, I think that's why we wanted more freedom with time and finances, so that we can go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a quick question. I know this is the lightning round, and we're like
We always violate our
violating
rules.
the rules now. Does your husband participate with you in your learning? Like for example, like with Robin Sharma, or does he learn differently?
No, he's a skeptic. sorry, hubby.
No,
But,
it's really interesting, yeah, because the dynamic. I'm trying to think about like how you guys work together.
we just love each other, but I hate and
That's
love.
That
that's,
conquers all.
that's the best. Yeah, that's the best
Hate
answer.
and
Yeah.
love relationship, but I think the key there is we have very different outlook in life. His is not religious or agnostic, I would say. Yeah,
He doesn't have an opinion
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that matter.
yeah, but then he doesn't. He is not 100% on the learning thing. We're not on the same page. But I just continue, and I just. I think the best way to influence people is by example. When you're doing it and you're living it, you're not just saying it.
Wow.
And he can see that
love
I'm
that.
growing and I'm changing. I'm more kind and loving.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's really nice.
Right.
Nice way to end it.
Yeah. So the last and most difficult question is, where can people find you and about your business?
So also I write blogs because I share my experiences. Yeah, like
What's the URL?
It's ChristineCarson.com and it's not
Hard
for
to
now.
miss. Yeah.
And the Truly Rich lifestyle. I'm sharing my experience with the Truly Rich Club and how it changed my life, and also listening to my mentors. I share it, and the things that I learn, I share it. And for Shake N Slurp, it's shakeandslurp.com.
All
Yeah.
right.
And we're expanding in Cebu.
So
Are you
yeah.
looking for partners or?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're looking for a partner.
How do you do? How did it? Do they give like letter of intent and then you do screen them or something?
Yes.
So you could
So
submit
be-
where to.
And the website, there's
Alright.
just the website.
I'll be the first one to submit tonight. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Thank you, Christian. We really appreciate you coming here, and I know short notice is an understatement, but thank you for being a
we
very
took a
kind
lot of
guest.
her time as well.
All right.
I'm so happy that she allowed this moment with us, and I'm actually inspired right now. I think.
Yeah, I'm
I know
pumped.
I'm gonna apply some of those. I wanna transform people. One
Well,
person
that's
at a
exactly
time.
why we're building this.
Yeah, exactly.
This podcast.
Yeah. So if you're moved, or if you want to connect with Crestine here,
Crestine.
here, you could connect with her, or go to our show notes. You could find all those links, the books that we've mentioned, the courses, the significant people. It's
So many resources that we've covered tonight.
This is
Can I add something?
Oh, yeah.
This is very important because I also wrote another ebook. I kind of like writing short ebooks.
Yeah.
This is for nurses who wants to go to New Zealand, just to give them a heads up. Make sure they won't get scammed or something, because
there's a lot of them.
kind of I will wrong information, and then some of them, there's many of them who went there and then realized it's the wrong pathway, and even somebody committed suicide,
Oh, yeah.
which is so sad because wrong expectation, like owe money, a lot of money from here, and then when you get there,
So they went into debt. Coming. Okay, interesting. So yeah.
So yeah, I wrote this quick guide for nurses.
Is it for free?
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Yes, it's for free, just to make sure that you're on the right pathway.
Awesome.
So you can find all those
In
or
the
show.
ebooks,
My
and
website.
this is episode 16, right?
Or 17.
17 rather. So I think it's 17. Yeah. So the big picture.ph
We are so
/
organized.
episode 17.
We
So-
need a consultant, Dave.
Yeah, we need an assistant to fix this every time.
All right,
But anyhow,
guys.
yeah.
Thank you, Christine.
Thank
And
you.
Dave.
Let's
Live
live
life.
life.
Life. Awesome.
Really
guys.
awesome
Thank you.
space.
And thank you guys. Please continue to like our page, support us, message us. Your message, we read it. And
Yeah, you want to share, you make it like the journal. If you did it, please share this video to someone else. Tag 5 of your friends. Share it because
or Dave, if they have friends who they think will be interested to talk with us in this.
feel free.
Yeah, please message us. We're just excited to just
yeah.
meet new people.
we have an active Facebook group. That's where our community is for now. Maybe we could add Crestine there
I
and maybe
joined
share.
today.
Yeah,
You did.
so
You did.
so there's a group. So we'd love to see a lot more interactions there. So if you have questions directly to our guests, past guests, they're usually there. So yeah.
All right, guys.
So that's
Awesome.
it.
Good.
That's episode
17.
17 for you guys, and
Goodbye.
Thank
goodbye.
you.